Hi everybody. Hello. I'm back. I'm back. It's been a while since I've done a reading like this in person where you can see me. I call it in person. I guess it's technically not, but you know what I'm saying. So it's been a while since I've done a reading like that, so I just figured I'd come on and I'd do it this way. I know some of you like it the other way better, and some of you like it this way better. The other way certainly is easier, because I do those in the really early morning hours. I do those when it's really early, before I've even hit the shower, before I've even finished my morning coffee. That's how I do those ones. I know some of you like it better that way. Some of you like it better this way, so it's good to kind of change it up. Even if the other way is easier for me, it's good to do both, right? So I hope that everybody's having a wonderful season, and that everybody's doing well and they're feeling gratitude and love and high vibes and projecting good things and filling themselves up with good things and just really feeling blessed and gratitude. So first thing I want to say is do not follow any links or emails in the comment section of either of my channels. Those are scammers, whether they're someone pretending to be me or they're someone on there not pretending to be me, but they're soliciting you for anything. That's scams, so don't follow it. And then second thing is, obviously the healing intentions are always set for you folks. Always, always, always. So if you so choose, go ahead, stand in your power, breathe that in, and decree it for your highest and greatest good, only and always. So today I'm going to do a reading on a couple of different things. One of the things, somebody sent me an email, and they wanted me to look into, was it on X? I think it was on X. Donald Trump calling Trudeau the governor of Canada. That's pretty funny, right? It's pretty funny. That's clearly not Canada's terminology, and that's clearly a U.S. terminology. And yeah, what did he say? He said he was happy to have had dinner, and of course, I'm paraphrasing here. Like, this is not exactly what was said, and I didn't write it down. So, but it's something about, I'm happy to have had dinner with Governor Trudeau of Canada, and I don't know, some other stuff, but that was on X. And so someone wanted me to do a reading on that and kind of just see what the real meaning behind that is, because we do know that with President Trump, he is the king of trolls. That is the truth. We also know that often his messaging has dual meanings, and some of us, I know I have thought about it, if the goal is to diminish government and have less government, then why wouldn't countries that were culturally alike come together, right? And, come together and be one. So we're going to peek into that, you guys. And then we're also going to look into, with the last reading that I did, The Value of Life, I think is what I titled it. I believe that's but it was the last reading I did. Somebody had gotten on the Rumble channel and they had asked me if, when would this pertain to animals, valuing their life? And I feel like that's a really good question, because I love animals, and I've always been just floored that people can't look into the eyes of an animal and see that they have a soul, and that they have emotion, and they have feeling, and that they can't see how pure these animals are. I can't fathom how people can't see that. So yeah, we're going to look into when people are going to begin to discover, wake up to the fact that animals' lives are of value as well. And all life. So we're going to take a look at that. So with my last reading, I got a couple of comments where you folks were very concerned with my wording. And so I'm going to talk about the power of words today, because when you feed an ideology, your intentions are feeding the ideology, right? So I had one comment saying, please, can we call children instead of kids, because kids are baby goats and words really do matter. And then I had one comment where there was some exclamation points, and you know, this comment was telling me that this is, you know, the word kids means chattel and children are children, blah, 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 blah. All right. So first up, I did address words a long time ago, but you folks might be new to my channel. And so you haven't maybe listened to the day that I addressed words. So energy, let's talk energy. Energy is important, and your thoughts and your words and your actions and your intentions are very important, okay? But let's not be giving that power away, all right? So, okay? So this is a common theme since the Great Awakening, is everybody's giving their power away. Don't give your power away, take it back. Take back your power and realize how energy actually works. So the force behind the energy that I'm putting out when I use my words is my intentions. So my thoughts and my heart, my mind and my heart coming together, what I'm visualizing, what I'm feeling, my intention behind it. I then put it into a word, right? And it goes out. But the strongest force behind the energy of your words are your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions. That's why I always say be intentional. Be intentional, right? So now, what do I mean by taking your power back? This is the thing. Have you ever once, before you came into this great awakening and this enlightenment that you guys have had around words and some of the spellcasting or some of the nefarious things that have been said to be put into the words they've given us to use, before you became aware of these things, did you ever use the word kid when you were talking about your human child with nefarious intentions? Did you ever use that? And were your intentions, your thoughts, your heart, were they focused on chattel or goats? Because I don't think they were. So your intentions, every time you used that word before you became aware that somebody else had intentions for that word, there was nothing wrong with what you were putting into your word and putting out there, because your intentions weren't nefarious, and you weren't envisioning these children as cattle, chattel, goats, or whatever. You were envisioning them and having the intentions behind it that came from you and your heart. That's your power. So your power is that it doesn't matter who else has an intention and what their intention might be. For you in your life and the way you do things and the way you speak, your intentions are what matter. So when you're putting a love and intention into something, like I say the word blessed, and what I mean when I say the word blessed is that I hope all good things come to you. All good things. And whatever somebody else has decided that might mean does not mean that to me, so that's not the intention behind it, so it's not the power I feed it. So whatever somebody else's idea of that word is, I'm not feeding their idea, I'm not feeding their intention. I'm responsible for my intentions, okay? I'm responsible for my feelings. I'm responsible for what I put into the world, and I also take accountability for that, all right? So when I say, you know, don't walk with fear, don't feed the fear, don't work for the cabal for free, you know, when you see things that you don't like, you stand up and you say, I don't agree to that. Set your decrees. I do not consent to X, Y, and Z. Or, this is a magnificent idea and I'm going to bring that into being. I can't wait for this to happen and start manifesting. But it's on you, right? So what I say is on me. And my intentions and the feelings that I have around something and the energy that I put into something is what I put into it. And whether or not you guys agree with my words, that's your intention. That's your intention. That's your thoughts. That's your feelings. And that's what you're putting into it. So I'm just going to say this. If you don't like the fact that you found out somewhere along the line that somebody nefarious wanted you to call your children kids because they had some nefarious idea or intention behind it, and you don't like that, don't feed it. You never fed it before. Don't feed it now. Because now if every time you look at somebody who says kid, and there are many, many people out there that says kids, children, babies, we have all sorts of terms that we use. If every time you hear them say that and all that you're thinking of is nefarious intentions and chattel and whatever else you're thinking of, then you're the one feeding that energy. It's not the person saying it with pure intentions. That's you. Take your power back. Your words don't have to mean what somebody else has decided a long time ago that they meant. Take your power back. I mean, the Great Awakening isn't so that you say, I can't use this word, I can't use this word, I can't use this word. You've never used those words with bad intention before. So it doesn't matter what somebody else's intention is. How you go about the world using your words, what you do, your actions, they're fed by your intentions, not somebody else's. Stand in your power. Right? Stand in your power, you guys. Take it back. So you've never used those words before you became aware of somebody saying that this is what they intended when they made those words. You never used them badly. Your intentions behind them were never nefarious. You never had bad intent. Don't feed it now. Don't give that power now by always having your mind on someone else's intention. Use your power. Stand in your power. Take it back. I hear the same thing about Christmas. Oh, people are not going to celebrate Christmas anymore because now they believe it's a nefarious holiday. Did you ever celebrate Christmas for nefarious reasons? Was your heart and your intentions, was the joy that you were feeling based around love and gratitude, or was it based around satanic worship? I'm sure it was based around love and gratitude. Unless you were a Grinch and didn't like it, and if you don't like it, don't celebrate it. But don't tell other people that they shouldn't be celebrating it because you've taken on an ideology that you disprove of this holiday, because other people like myself, for instance, do celebrate this holiday, and our intentions and our feelings around this holiday and this celebration have nothing to do with anything nefarious. And those nefarious people and their intentions are never going to be stronger for me than my own intentions. Does that make sense? Take your power back. When I say don't work for the cabal for free, this is one of the things. Don't continue to put out that this holiday is all about nefarious things. They hate happy, joyful, loving vibrations. So stay in tune with those. Stay in tune with love. Stay in tune with harmony. Stay in tune with high vibes. Stay in tune with gratitude. Stay linked with your God, with your creator, with your source energy, that which created all in creation and loves all in creation. Pull in those feelings of joy and peace on earth and goodwill, and make your intentions count. Don't work for them for free by acting as if just because they want it to be something, it has to be something. Spells only work if you consent to it. Don't consent to it. And yeah, don't consent to it. Don't consent to things that just because it was their intention does not mean it has to now be yours. So take your power back. And I will continue to use whatever words I use because I know what my intentions are, and I don't need to be schooled on it, because I know when I use my words, my intentions come from a space of love. I'm not using the word kid with a nasty intention. So I'm not feeding their energy. I'm bigger than their wish for what I feed. I'm more than that. My intentions overrule any intention that they might intend for me. Does that make sense? And that's where I stand. I stand in my power. And I take accountability. So I take accountability for my words. And I try to be very conscious of what I say. And but more so, very conscious of my intentions. Because your intentions, your mind, your thoughts, your heart, your feelings, your emotions, the intention that you have behind something before it comes out of your mouth is the driving force of that energy. Your heart. Connect the heart with the mind, right? That's the biggest part. That's the driving force. And then we speak it into being based on what is coming from here and here, you guys, right? And then we amplify things through our actions, right? So stand in your power. Just because they've intended certain things to mean certain things does not mean that that intention is stronger than your intention or my intention. But by you focusing on what they intended, you're actually feeding their intention. Does that make sense? So, that's why they like to put all this bad news on TV for you, so that you feed their intention, because they know you're powerful, right? So they trick you into feeding the negativity by focusing on it, thinking about it, feeling it, and speaking it into being. And that's why I'm always telling people, not to do that. Don't work for the cabal for free. But that also works with things like what you guys are saying, like don't use the word kid and getting all upset about that. Because what you're doing is you're focusing on their intention of that word. And you're intending that into being. But my intention of that word is not that. And no matter how much you guys tell me that that's what that word means, that will never be my intention. So I'm not feeding that energy, but you guys are if you continue to focus on it. Does that make sense? So be very aware of your intentions. You're feeding the energy if you intend it to be what they intended it to be. You take away from their energy and you stand in your power. When you take your power back and you use your words, your thoughts, and your intentions and your actions for what it is that you want in your heart, and you want in your mind. So stand in your power. Getting so nitpicky over words, there are many languages across the world, and some words in some countries can't even properly be translated here in the English language. It's a struggle to try to find the words in our English language to properly translate a meaning of what some other countries use for words. Think about that. It's all about your intentions behind your words, okay? And I just want to say this, you know, also be careful of how you look at things, because like for me personally, and I think probably for the woman that asked me to do the reading to see when animals' lives are going to be valued the way that they should. For me personally, I never look at animals as less than me. So when you say, oh, when you use the word kids, and that's chattel and that's goats, you're putting a negative spin on the value of their life as well. So really be thoughtful about the feelings that you put in and the intentions that you put into things. Because for me personally, I believe we're all souls here. We all carry the God code. We all have the God DNA within us. Everything on this planet is an entity, a living being. The trees, the grass, the insects, the animals, all of it. And we're all connected. We all have the same God code. We all have the same DNA. And we were all sparked from the same spark of life. And I don't see animals as less than me. And I just don't. So I will never, even if I were to be playing with a child and call them a goat, believe it when I say that would be a term of endearment, okay? So, because my heart and my intentions are for all animals to be valued and for everyone to be able to see the soul and the heart and the purity behind all these animals that get neglected and abused and sacrificed and mistreated just like humans. And yeah, so that's my intention. I love animals, and my intention is for them to be one day valued. So when you say words to me, when I hear that, when you're saying you know, don't call a child a kid because that makes them chattel or that makes them a goat. To me, what I'm hearing is that you think those things are less than we are. And for me, I don't. I don't. So I'm looking forward to seeing this reading, what we get here when animal life will be valued to the degree that human life is valued. So let's start with that, you guys. So that's quite a spiel, but I really want you guys to think about this and take your power back. You know, don't really take your power back, because it's your intentions. It's not theirs. And when you do that, when you think that, when you put that out, you're giving your power to them and you're feeding their intentions. And so stand in your power, feed yours. That's what I do. I feed my the power the energy that I put out is always through my intentions. I'm not feeding somebody else's. I'm standing in my power, using my intentions, my feelings, and my words and my actions. And I'm standing in my power with that. I'm not bowing down or succumbing or taking on somebody else's intentions. Does that make sense? So now let's take a look. For those of you that don't like it when I ramble on, I've rambled on for almost 25 minutes. But I think it's really important. I want us all to stand in our power and realize that anytime we feed their intentions, we're giving them what they want. We're giving them what they want. If we don't do that, their intentions hold no power. Only the energy that they feed it. Not, you know. So I hope you guys think about that. So yeah, don't feed other people's intentions by adopting it. Stick with your own intentions. I came from a family, I was the youngest of 5 kids, and I was significantly younger. And my parents and my siblings and my parents' friends and my siblings' friends, they all called me little kid for a long time. In fact, my brother one year for Christmas got me a football shirt because I was a bit of a tomboy that said the kid on the front and McCafferty on the back. So for years and years, I was little kid, and that was a term of endearment and love. And then when I got older, a little bit bigger, not so little, they just started calling me kid. And I was kid. And my dad called me the kid, and kid till the day he died. I was 34 when I lost my dad. So, and that was a term of endearment, and that was their intentions behind it. And their intentions outweighs any other intention from anybody else, because it's really what we put out. It's our intentions. So be accountable for your intentions. Don't adopt things that you don't agree to. Don't feed their intentions. Feed your own. And stand in your power. Okay? So with all that being said, let's get a reading on when animals' lives. Please, I'm asking for a true story. Give me some truth about animals' lives becoming. When will everybody start seeing animals' lives as valuable? When will they start to understand that these animals have souls, that they have feelings, that they love, that they feel pain? When will people begin to have compassion? And I know a lot of people already do, but when will that be an overall majority view of things? Please and thank you. Please, 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 and thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll do a 7-card spread, and we'll see what the universe has to say about that. Oh, that wants to fall. It's sticking to me, but it wanted to fall, so we're going to keep it. 7-card spread. Yeah, right now people see them as a commodity. Something to be used, a tool. People are very egoic and up in their heads. Above us, though, we do, our spirit guides, our God, everybody is kind of, our teams are kind of working their magic, feeding us their energy, trying to help us see the value in these animals' lives. But humanity has a ways to go. I'm just going to say that, okay? So we literally are the bug on the animals' backs. We misuse them. We abuse them. We're concerned with the money that they're going to bring us forward, and we want to put as little money into them to get as much money out of them as possible. We see them as a commodity. It's really disgusting. We see them as one of many tools, so a lot of people don't see an animal as any more than a hammer, or, they just see them as a commodity, you guys. Very egoic journey, people up in their heads somehow thinking that they're above an animal. Just very egoic. Above this whole, how can we put as little into them and get as much out of them as possible? It shows us being incredibly, disgustingly wasteful with these animals. We're trying to figure things out the best way that we can. So what we're doing is very wasteful. I think I'm back a ways, and I don't know if you can see these cards that good, and I'm sorry, you guys. But if you look in the middle at her, she's dumping out her cup, right? So she's dumping out her feelings. So she's lacking feeling when it comes to these animals. She's dumping them out. She's very egoic, all up in the head. We're just, we're celebrating what we get from them, and we're being very wasteful with them as a resource. We could really, I think everybody could really stand to take a lesson from the natives. I understand, and I don't judge anybody for eating meat. We're all here with different blood types. Some people need a lot of protein. Some people need a lot of fruit. Some people need a lot of vegetables. We're all here with different blood types, and we've all been manipulated, you know. So, but when the natives they only take what they need, and they give thanks and blessings. And, you know, sadly, this reading is showing how disgusting human beings can be towards anything different or what they deem less worthy than themselves. That has been very much a religious teaching. That these animals are less than and only put here to feed us or whatever. We have a ways to go. But the good news is that above us we have spirit, we have source, we have higher vibrational beings, we have all of this help in this great time of change that are praying for us to be able to get back into our heart space. So that's the good news. What's the card that fell out? So the Queen of Wands, you know, once we start to understand who we are, when we really start to get in touch with who we are as the Queen of Wands, she fell out. So this would be, who are we? We're magical, we're powerful, we're amazing beings. We have many gifts. We don't even know who we are. So a lot of people can't even fathom what the animals may be. Do you know what I'm saying? I know my dog is he's incredibly psychic. I mean, so psychic. He's so smart. But other people aren't even in touch with who they are. So they're very far removed from anything other than themselves. Do you know what I'm trying to say here? So we have some work to do in the old compassion as far as it comes to animals goes, but we have this great change happening with the Hierophant and the 5. Through this chaos, we are enduring great change, you guys. And the vibration is changing with that 5. And with this card, for me, he's in his faith. It's a very highly spiritual card, and he's saving kids for me, because I read intuitively what every deck means to me personally, and he's saving kids. So we have, in light of this question being about animals, then he would be saving animals, right? And valuing animals and praying for the animals. And so that's what we all have to keep doing. We don't have to do anything, right? But if we want to, if we feel moved to, keep being moved to fill in this planet with love and light and healing. Keep seeing this planet enlightened with compassion and empathy. You know, send it into the earth, send it out of the earth for it to hit everything and everyone upon the earth and inside of the earth, and see it going out into the ethers. All do our part, you know, but it is something that is going to come, because we do have that vibration of spirit working with us to enlighten us to this, and to stop seeing these animals as commodities, and to stop misusing them and abusing them, stop seeing them as a means, as a commodity. Get out of our heads and more into our hearts about it. Stop trying to put as little into them and gain as much out of them as we possibly can. You know, stop wasting our feelings. We're being very wasteful when it comes to these animals. So we're wasting our feelings on an ego. We're up in our head instead of in our hearts. We're more than likely taking way more than we need and wasting way more than we should. And it's just, this has got to change, but we have the vibrations that are working with us, and we really have to realize who we are. When humanity realizes who they truly are, that will shift the perspective of the animals. So let's look, that will shift people's perspective. They'll start seeing things differently, okay? It's what I'm getting here, at least, you guys. So now let's take a look and just see if they've got anything more to say. But it is a great change thing, and it is going to happen because that is above. We are going through great change. People will start seeing animals with a different light. First, they've got to start seeing themselves and these kids and these children and even the trees, the land. Like, people are very, very wasteful. They're very arrogant. They're very egoic and very, very entitled. And things need to change in that regard. So let's see, with the great change and the vibration that is coming in to shift things here. Let's see what else they want to say for a story in this regard, you guys. Please and thank you. The Empress, very uncomfortable, highly vibrational though. And the Fool. And the World. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this is a karmic thing and it will change. It is karmic. We've got 3 higher arcana cards here. We have our High Priestess, we have our Fool, and we have the World. So this is something that is happening over the world over, okay? And we're going to be breaking the brainwashing, all right? So the High Priestess, she's a 2. She becomes uncomfortable, but her vibration soars. Her vibration soars because she becomes aware, right? She's incredibly powerful, incredibly enlightened. She's pulling in a lot of those high frequency energies. It's enlightening her. It's awakening her. And she is literally, her vibration has changed so much that it's a bit uncomfortable. But it's necessary for balance. It's necessary for truth. It's necessary for seeing how things really are. Okay, so we have this High Priestess going through this great awakening and being a little uncomfortable with the awakening, the enlightenment, and the vibration that she is now pulling in. And then we have the Fool. You know, the Fool is that 0 point, very high frequency, very, very high vibing, very high frequency, but has been foolish. Has been foolish. So that would be those people that, you know, they have a lot of love and they have that high frequency of love, but they've somehow been taught that these things are less and they've adopted that ideology. Just like when I was talking a little bit ago, when I was saying, you know, you guys are adopting their ideologies. You're adopting their intentions when you take on their intentions and you feed that intention now, right? Instead of feeding your own intention. So this is what's happened with the Fool. They've been foolish. They've been very foolish. People have been very foolish. Though they've had a lot of love and high vibing, they've been very foolish because they've taken on those ideologies. And this has happened all around the world. It's not just here in the States. It's everywhere in the world. Throughout the world, many, many people don't hold the same amount of compassion or empathy or value for animals as they do for humans. But that is changing. Why is it changing? Because we have the High Priestess right above the media, doing what you're told, listening, taking in what you're being shown or told, right? But with this, the brainwashing breaks because their eyes start to come clear and they can see very clearly what's right and what's wrong. And so that's part of what the Great Awakening is all about. Waking people up to the fact that they've been foolish all the way around the world, that they've been using these animals poorly and abusing them and mistreating them, seeing them as a commodity, seeing them merely as a tool, being very cruel, really, and like, how can we put as little into them as possible by getting as much out of them as possible, by hardening our hearts to who they are, to what they are, to their life mattering, by wasting the resource. Like, the natives would never be wasteful, right? But yeah, so lots of bad stuff that we've done, a lot of it just out of ignorance and adopting ideologies and what other people have said and believed, and moved forward with those actions and been very egotistical and up in our heads when it comes to this, and really not in our hearts. And we've got to get to know ourselves so that we can start to see everything else for the beauty that it is and the value that it is, and how connected we all are, right? And the good news is we do have help. We do have help. And it is part of this Great Awakening. So, you know, more and more people will come into their heart space there. We've got help. We've got God and guides and high vibrational beings helping us there, but it is part of the Great Awakening. So with that being said, one card that we can all focus on, please and thank you, that can help us help the animals and the planet, and all of us get to that state of being emotionally and spiritually sooner rather than later. Please and thank you. One card, please and thank you. One card to focus on that we can all benefit from doing to help speed this along. Some advice, please. This is going to be kind of long. Sorry, guys, but it is what it is, right? All right, so let's cut them, get that one card. I might end this one here and come back directly after and do the one on President Trump, because I think I'm like 42 minutes in right now, so. What can we focus on to benefit the planet, you know, to move forward, all of us to move forward faster? Focus on the shift. Just focus it into being. So this is the Tower card. This is a great change, right? So be the change. Jump ship, jump out of the old way of being, the old ideologies, the old thought patterns, and start really walking the walk, talking the talk, being the shift. So, you know, don't say you love cats and then kick your cat. Do you know what I mean? You be the shift, be the intention, and sit there at night and really put that intention out. We put that intention out with our animals all the time, those of us animal lovers, right? We do that all the time with our animals. We do that when we're driving down the street and we see a little squirrel or a deer crosses, or we see a little fox or whatever. We're always putting out those love and intentions for those animals. But let's see the shift of everybody doing that. Let's be that shift. Let's focus on the shift and really stay out of the old ideologies, right? And really start seeing them for the true value. Like, we cannot just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk with the Tower card, right? So, and I'm sure most of us here on this channel do. But yeah, that's what it is. Got to walk the walk, have the intentions, create the shift through our own vibrational shift. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. It's 45 minutes into it. I've talked about the power of words. I just checked into the animal's life, and I'll tell you something. It's horrific for me to see that reading, but it's not shocking. It's not shocking. Because for years and years and years, my entire life, I have had so many people think I was a weirdo because I cared as much as I did when it came to animals. And they just couldn't see things through my eyes, and they couldn't feel things through my heart. So I'm not surprised when I see this, but I find it just as sickening as the reading I did the other day. How people can be so cold, whether they've been taught that or not, it's just, I just have a hard time, I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. And I know that people have been tricked, and so I'm not trying to judge them. But for me personally, I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to see it. So I'm not going to read on Trump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read on really quick the power of words. And then I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to start it uploading. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read on that. I'm going to directly, after I upload, I'm going to do a reading on that Trump post on X about Canada being a state and Trudeau being a governor. That'll be separate. But right now, I want a message from the universe about the power of our words coming out of our mouths because of the intentions and the thoughts that we have. So, standing in our power, right? So just a little tidbit on that. Please and thank you, you guys. Just a 7-card spread real quick for that. One more shuffle. And I'll cut them. Queen of Pentacles. She's focusing on earthly things. She's manifesting, right? That's what she does. King of Swords. Swords are our words. Integrity. Page of Wands. What we focus on. All right, so let me move this. Let me tell you what we've got here. So let me tell you the pathway, okay? So the pathway is what we focus on, what we hyper-focus on. That is what gets amplified. This is a very high vibrational card with this Hermit, okay? For me, because that's how I read the deck, right? But with this Hermit, this is a very high vibing, high frequency, shining a light on type of card. So with the Page of Wands, he's hyper-focused on the wand. So what we hyper-focus on, we amplify vibrationally. And then, you know, that's what we put out physically. Okay? Just like what I was saying before. All right, so that's our pathway. So what we hyper-focus on, you guys, we manifest. So she's the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So pentacles are of the earth. They're earthly things. So whatever we focus on here on the earth plane, whatever we focus on, we're manifesting, right? And that was the intention, you guys. Focus on the earthly things. Manifest the earthly things. But above only manifesting earthly things, we're moving out of that time. We're moving out of the time of only manifesting earthly things. We're moving into a time of smoother sailing. We're moving into a time of higher vibration, right? So our frequencies are amplifying. When we amplify our frequencies, we manifest even quicker. Okay? So you guys have probably noticed this. When you're in alignment and you're wanting something, or you're thinking that you're going to do X, Y, and Z so that you can bring in whatever it is, you'll notice that things start happening much faster and coming into alignment with you much faster, because you've lifted your vibration, you've shifted gears, now you're more in alignment with the universe, so what you're doing can manifest a lot quicker and come back around to you. So we're moving into that time where we're going to be manifesting a lot quicker, you guys. So honestly, what we focus on is very important. So keep your focus, what you hyper focus on, to be high frequency and with integrity, right? So don't focus on what somebody else's intentions are. Make sure that your hyper focus is on your own integrity, your own high vibration, and that your intentions and your words and your thoughts are high frequency and high vibrational. Especially, you guys, when it comes to these kids, these children, these babies, whatever you want to call them. To our littles. You know, whatever you want to call them. For years, I couldn't say the word children on my channel, for one thing. It would have taken me down. So we said littles. We couldn't say babies. We couldn't say children. So for a long time, we were all just littles, the littles. So, but our intentions when we said the word the littles was intended lovingly, right? And with endearment. So our intentions are what creates that word into being. That's our intentions give that word power. So, you know, especially when we're thinking of these guys, make sure that your intentions are high vibing. So yeah, don't focus on what they want you to focus on when it comes to these kids, these children, these babies. Focus on what you feel, your intentions. I hope this is making sense. So let's see if they've got a few last cards here, and then I'm going to get off, and I'm going to upload this, and then I'm going to come back on, and I'm going to check out what Trump's post on X is all about. See what we get there. So one more shuffle, a couple more cards, you guys. So use your words, your thoughts, the power of your intentions to be high vibing. You know, when it comes to our children, we are moving into a time, you guys, where our vibrations are lifting. So you do want to make sure that your words and your thoughts and your intentions are high vibrational and have integrity, you know, okay? So don't feed their intentions. Please feed your own, however that may be. And don't put their intentions on other people. Like when you got on my channel and informed me what my word meant, that's projection, because that isn't what I meant. And I won't take that on. I do not accept that. I will never accept it when other people try to tell me what my intentions behind my words mean. I refuse to take it on. I want all of you guys to start standing in your power and not taking on anybody else's intentions for your words and your intentions. Take your power back, you guys, okay? Let's see what else is said here. The Queen of Swords, come out, you know, speak. So you've got your high intentions here, your integrity, and the Queen of Swords is very forthright. She's very honest. So maintain your honesty, you know, be forthright, be honest. Be very fair. Be very, very fair. This guy comes out and he gives to both, right? He's not judging. He's just being fair. So be very fair, you guys, under that vibration of love. And work on your own inner healing. Continue to work on your own healing, because that will lift your frequency. That's going to shift the vibration of who you are completely. and it will shift the vibration in how you see things too. You'll more than likely keep working on your own inner healing, and you're going to start realizing that you've been giving your power away in all these little ways. And you're going to be like, oh wait, hell no. Hell no. I am not giving my power away to these people. Whatever they say that word means, that's what they say. That's not my intention, and I'm not feeding their intention. And you just start focusing only on feeding your own intentions and being very conscious and being very intentional. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, continue your own inner work, but hold that integrity, be forthright, be honest with integrity, you guys. Know that what you're focusing on, you are creating. So keep those vibes high, because everything that you're hyper-focused on is becoming amplified, and then it does go out into the world. Our actions then put that out into the world, into the ether. So be very conscious that you are not feeding others' intentions, that you're feeding your own. Okay? Keep doing that inner healing. It's important. All right, you guys, with that being said, I'm wishing you all much power. Take your power back. Know that you hold more power than anybody else, that your intentions, the power of your heart, your mind, your words, hold more power than anything anybody could ever intend for you. Take your power back, okay? Be that magical being that you are. Every time you give your power over to somebody else's ideology or intention of what a word means, what an action means, what a holiday is, what anything is, you're giving away your power. Take it back. That's what the Great Awakening is all about. All right, you guys, with that said, I'm wishing you all many, many blessings, lots and lots of love. Let's be the shift. Let's keep putting that energy out there, that compassion, that love, that empathy, that healing, that enlightenment. See the world becoming enlightened, so that all life becomes valued. All life, this earth, which is very much a life, and and we rely on this earth. It's our mother. That's who sustains us, and our plants and our plant life and our trees and our animals and the insects. I mean, we've got good bugs, and we are an entire ecosystem, and we all need one another, and we all need to. If we continuously take things out of our atmosphere and our environment, we are left in a very ugly space. We'll be lacking. God gave us everything we need. We are an ecosystem. We all work together. That includes us. We're not above anything else. So let's just project that we start to really become enlightened, all of us, as to how important all life is. All life. All life. I can't wait. With that last reading, it said that we would get back to a more simplistic, basic way of being. And that will be because we want to balance this earth and balance things. And that we will be compassionate, and we will value family, and we will value life. And that's exciting to me. I think that's very exciting. So until next time, I'm sending you all the best wishes, many, many blessings, tons and tons of love, lots of joy, high vibes, courage, strength, perseverance, and the ability to see how wondrous and magical you are, and for you to all take your power back, stand in your power, and know that your intentions and your heart, you're guiding the energy through what you're feeling and what you're intending. All right, you guys, until next time, I love you all. Take care.